This is a disaster for the New Jersey Devils, or should I say, a continued disaster led by terrible management, terrible coaching, and a core that cannot score the puck. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan, the Gosiker here with you on Devil's Digest. I hope you can hear me this time. I heard your comments, okay? Want to make sure you guys can hear me, okay? The Devils stink right now. That's just the way it is. They and it's not just right now. They've stunk for a while, okay? They have meddled their way to a 500 team. Now they drop to a game below 500 with a 4-1 heartless loss in Pittsburgh, okay? The Devils, once again, do not look like an NHL hockey team when they are playing. I don't see it. When Jack Hughes is creating chances, I see it, okay? Other than that, I'm confused. Am I watching a varsity hockey team competing for a New Jersey State Championship, or am I watching an NHL roster? Because I don't understand. There's more scoring in like a 6U hockey league than there is for the Devils currently offensively. Their offense has been horrific. Everything for this team is going wrong. Their GM is horrible. Their owner, terrible. Their GM, as I mentioned, terrible. Their coach, awful. The roster right now, underperforming to say the least. Okay? I feel like that might be the nicest word I could possibly say to keep this PG. They are underperforming, and that is the nicest way I could put that. Okay? This Devils team, led by this man right here, put together, I should say, by this man right here, is a abject disaster. Everything. So you had 2020, Tom Fitzgerald gets hired, right? Ray Shero leaves him, the core of Nico Hischier, Jesper Bratt, and Jack Hughes. Well, you can only build from there, right? We build. 2022, 2023 happens. We have this phenomenal year, okay? We end up upsetting the Rangers or beating the Rangers in round one, however you want to look at it. Devils end up down 2-0 in that series, okay? Yes, they get pummeled by Carolina, absolutely, but you're sitting there and you can't tell me as a Devil fan you're not sitting there going, man, we're going to be back here. We're going to get back to this point, okay? And we need to learn how to beat this team, but we're going to get back to that point. The discourse that happened in that moment has changed the Devils' future, okay? They were ascending. Let me see if I can do this properly. Ascending from 2020 to 2023, 2022, 2023. And then ever since, instead of it being a launching point to go upwards, it's been an inflection point, and now they're headed back down the sewer, okay? And this is a roster that, with the talent on it at the top, should not ever be in this position. Led by this gentleman and coached by, for at least now, this gentleman. And I can't sit there and listen to any more press conferences where he throws the players under the bus and this, that, and the other thing. His system has completely failed in New Jersey. Even when Lindy Ruff was here, this team was at least scoring goals. Okay? They were losing and they stunk at times, but they scored and they kept games interesting and they were never out of a game. Right now, when the Devils score with under 4 minutes left in the third period, it's all just saving face, basically. Like they did the other night when they played the Sabres. They weren't winning that game. They weren't tying that game. But they'll score the goal, make you stay a little bit longer, okay? Keep your eyes on the television screen. It's a joke. This team has become a joke. It's time to start looking ahead at the NHL draft. Are they in the running for Gavin McKenna? I don't know. I kind of hope so at this point, because this team, led by this man, is in no way ready for any kind of miracle run, any kind of, and I'm not even talking about this year anymore. I'm talking about next year. He's not the guy to lead the ship. Neither is this clown, okay? So don't think I'm letting him off the hook. He has to go too. Again, a lot of people talk about firing Keefe. Totally get it. You've got to fire this man too. Okay, that's my only prerequisite to firing Sheldon Keefe. Okay, let's take a look at some tweets, some thoughts, and some images. I don't like doing this because if you're not around the team all the time, how are you supposed to know? But here it goes anyway. You can't tell me the players aren't checked out on Sheldon Keefe like it's quite obvious. Again, And I'll say Aiden was the first of the two of us on this, that the team has been checked out. And like I said, that doesn't mean he was the first on the scene about this whole thing. But what I'm saying is, between the two of us, he's definitely been more in this camp along this side, along this kind of along with this tweet. So the Devils, it certainly has looked like they have checked out on head coach Sheldon Keefe. And again, you see that by number one, they're never ready to go. Number two, they never play well in the third period, so they can't get geared back up. And number three, all he's doing is throwing them under the bus in the post games. And I can't even fathom to listen to what he's going to say tonight, because there's just nothing that can fix it. Okay, and in comes another tweet. Okay, bad changes, lazy passes, soft neutral zone play, can't finish. It's really hard to watch for the Devils. I'm not really sure how Keefe survives this coming week. Fitz is the most to blame, but the head coach will take the fall. His system has failed. Again, this is what I've said from the beginning. This blame and where it goes and who it goes to is a pie chart. Okay, so and so Fitzgerald gets blamed, Keefe gets blamed, the players get blamed, ownership gets blamed. Okay, there's enough to go around. Trust me. Okay, so we can't let Keefe off. We can't let Fitzgerald off the hook. But I do agree. I don't know how Keefe continues to survive this again while he's still throwing media shots at his players. Which, again, right, wrong, or indifferent, whether you believe in that or not, the question is, how long can a coach hang on while continuing to do that, okay? So, and then let's check in on some things from tonight, okay? It's the same old storyline for the Devils game after game after game. Please, for the love of God, stop going to games. This team doesn't deserve fans in the building, especially Keefe and Fitzgerald. I can't believe no one is fired. Like, why wait till the season is over? Dumpster fire. Totally. Right now, the Devils, and I feel like I'm inside of it because of how close we follow the team. I feel like I'm riding down the river in the dumpster fire because this team is a mess. This team can't score. This team doesn't have the right pieces. This team doesn't have a system that best fits them. That is a failure on all three major levels. Okay, again, there's a lot of blame to ownership. They don't care about the Devils. Okay, so that's why I'm not talking about as much about them as these other three levels. But that's the reality of the situation, ladies and gentlemen. This team on all three levels is going wrong. Think about it. Think about how many players you're upset about. Think about it. Jesper Bratt has not played well. Although I will say in the 2 games since the Olympics and since he got benched in the Olympics, it looks good. He had a couple good moves tonight, but again, can't finish. Jack looks like he's kind of playing a different speed and a different game than a lot of the rest of the guys, okay? Still floating on cloud 9 from the golden goal. Timo had the goal the other night, but, let's see how he continues to go. Paul Cotter scored for the first time tonight, what feels like since the turn of the century, okay? Obviously, I know it's not been that long, but that's what it feels like, okay? And these guys are going through some of these scoring droughts, man, and it's just brutal, okay? Just do a Google search on the Devils' offensive metrics. The goals per game, 32nd. Offensive shot, 6th. Great. The shots are meaningless. Okay? The shots are meaningless. Their power play, middle of the road. Does anybody remember when their power play was the best in hockey? Even last year when they were struggling. They were still near the top of the league. Why? Because they have all this offensive firepower on one unit, let alone their second unit, okay? Again, this is from the top down. Fitzgerald, Keefe, the core guys. Nico Hischier, again, is going to get a lot of blame. Again, does a lot of things right, but he is the captain of this team. And you have to ride the highs and you have to ride the lows as the captain. That is, you're going to get the blame. And that's how this goes, okay? But look at this. Expected goals, they're 18th, okay? And their goal differential is an atrocity. Sitting there at minus 33. Just unbelievable. Some more stats here on the Devils as a team, okay? You see it, and again, I think some of these stats just update, at their random time. Here's another one that I love to look at. The Devils' leaders currently. Now, I don't have this stat with me because I'm going to be honest with you. I forgot to pull the screenshot of it. But I have to read this to you, because this is astonishing. The Nikita Kucherov, right? We all know the Tampa Bay Lightning. They've been pretty good. 21-1 in their last 22 games. They've outscored teams 92-51. Nikita Kucherov has 52 points in the last 22 games. The Devils as a team have 50 goals, not points, goals, in their last 26. So you tell me whether these two are playing the same sport. And look at this. The Devils' leader in goals is at 19, okay? That's unacceptable. The Devils' leader at points is 42. Ladies and gentlemen, we only have a little over 20 games left to go in the season. How is this possible that this team with this makeup is this bad? Okay? Again, I hate to say it because I like the guy. Connor Brown should not be playing with the first line. Connor Brown should be playing with Lenny H. and Arseny Gritsuk. That's where he belongs. Okay? Yet, because Dadonov is about as effective as I am, they can't play him. They can't play some of these other guys. It's just, and if you need to know, you need a perfect summation of what's been going on. Look at these 3 tweets. These tweets are 4 minutes apart. 4 minutes apart. Jacob Marshall brought a little bit of Olympic prowess back with him. Boom. Penguins 2-1. Boom. Floodgates 3-1. And then it's all she wrote because the Devils can't come back from anything because they have no offense. It's frustrating. It's a disaster. It's a failure at all 3 levels. Let me know what you believe is the top level. Which one deserves the biggest piece of the pie chart? I want to know because, again, to me, I'm leaning more towards everybody deserves their fair share. But let me know if you got one that should get more than the others. So I appreciate everybody for listening, for watching, and just letting me just go, man. These post games, they're frustrating. They're frustrating because this team can't put the puck in the back of the net. They get opportunities, they get chances to do it, and they just can't. And that's a hard thing when you're a professional athlete. When you're watching a professional athlete, you're the top of the top. You're the cream of the crop. Put the puck in the back of the net. Devils got to find a way. And defense, could you cover somebody, please? Enough odd man rush. Can't take it anymore. I'm going to go to sleep, okay? I appreciate everybody for listening, for watching. However you're consuming this content. Again, I hope you can hear me better than the last video. I appreciate everybody for their feedback. And we'll catch you next time on Devil's Digest.